Do you ever feel guilt about something that you might have done or said in the past? And it's something that you would probably do or say differently now, but for some reason it's like stuck in your consciousness and you can't let it go and you feel guilty about it. Stick with me in this video because we're going to talk about how to transcend this guilt. My name is Elizabeth Cermak. I'm a psychotherapist, life coach, spiritual coach, hypnotherapist, and also just a human being who has experienced her own struggles with anxiety and depression, and yes, guilt, the ugly monster of guilt. So let's talk a little bit about how to transcend this guilt today and how to let go of this. A Course in Miracles, I mean, the whole point of A Course in Miracles is to let go of guilt, okay? So like, we're never trying to add guilt to anything. I shared something the other day on my Instagram and Facebook stories that really hit home with people, and I thought I would read it to you guys because I think it's really good, and I'm going to listen to that because it really did hit home with people. And I don't even know if he uses the word guilt in it, but it just reminding me of guilt. Okay, so this is from Around the Year with Emmett Fox, where he does like a verse from the Bible every day of the year and he reflects on it. So this is from November 1st, and it says foresight and hindsight. This is so good. Like I said, for some reason, a lot of people responded to this. So it says, when you have to make a decision or take a certain action, all that you can do is to do the best you know at that time. And if you do that, you will have done your duty. In the light of after events, it may turn out that you made a mistake, but that will not be your fault because you could not possibly do better than the best you know at the time. Claim that the Christ is guiding you and believe it, and the ultimate outcome will be favorable, even if things seem to go wrong for a time. And the Bible verse he uses is Isaiah 58:11, and the Lord shall guide thee continually. And the Lord shall guide thee continually. So doesn't this kind of remind you of, this is the video I shared, my last video that I shared from A Course in Miracles, a happy outcome is sure. This says, claim that the Christ is guiding you and believe it, and the ultimate outcome will be favorable, even if things seem to go wrong for a time, in parentheses. So that's the whole thing. Things might seem to go wrong for a time. I actually believe that there is no such thing as a mistake, right? I mean, Marianne Williamson talks about this all the time about how the universe is like a GPS. And if we make a mistake, if we go in one direction, it will guide us back to our truth, right? We will end up in truth. A Course in Miracles talks about how we all end up in love, but this can help us save time. Let's save time by choosing love now. Okay, so claim that the Christ is guiding you. Claim it. This is for us to claim. The Christ could be God. It could be the universe. It could be all that's good. It could be love. Claim that there is a higher force, a higher power of your own understanding that is guiding you. And even if it feels like things are rough, or you made a wrong direction, or you made a wrong choice, the GPS will lead you back. So there is no guilt. There is no guilt. There is no mistakes. I'm going to read it one more time. When you have to make a decision or take a certain action, all that you can do is do the best you know at that time. You did the best you knew at that time, right? And if you do, you will have done your duty. In the light of after events, it may turn out that you made a mistake, but that will not be your fault because you could not possibly do better than the best you know at the time. So we just do the best we know at the time. We do the best we know with what we have at the time, right? And that is all we can do. And even if maybe I didn't always do the best I knew at the time, I'm thinking about it, like certain things that I have like not let go or feel guilty about. I feel like I was always doing the best that I could. And maybe looking back, it's like that wasn't the best, but at the time with the state of mind that I was in, it was the best decision that I could make. This is so funny. One time I asked my dad when he was still alive, I said, do you ever, because I am like, growing up, I was like a walking guilt complex. I felt guilty about everything. A Course in Miracles really helped me with this. And when I was able to let go of my guilt, transcend my guilt, and get really present is when my life got better. I was able to manifest. I was able to be in the present moment. It was really quite miraculous. So letting go of guilt is miraculous. But one time I was asking my dad, I said, do you ever feel guilt? And he said, not that I recall. Not that I recall. He thought about it for a second. I always thought that was so funny. Like, how am I related to this man who says he can't recall feeling guilt? For me, it's like a daily occurrence. It's something that I really had to work on and let go and transcend, and it's something that I continue to work on. So, and I'm not talking about like guilt, like, okay, we did something wrong. It's guilt it can be useful for a second if you do something wrong to correct yourself. I'm talking about a guilt complex. I'm talking about walking around with chronic guilt about what feels like everything. It sucks. Okay. So let's work on letting go of this guilt, and let's just take a minute right now to forgive. There is really nothing to forgive, but in this world, we need it, right? So to forgive ourselves, to kind of connect with who we were back then and forgive ourselves. We can do whatever we can. If we feel like we did something wrong, we can apologize. We can, do whatever we can in the moment, but that's all we can do, right? It's time to let it go. It's in the past. There are no mistakes. We are where we're supposed to be now. And let's forgive that past self who we feel like did something wrong, and let it go now and forever. We are free. We are free. Okay, I hope this was helpful today, and I will talk to you guys soon.